Hello and welcome, my name is Darius, and today we're going to be trying to do the Titan of the Depths 4-star Titans of Runeterra adventure using a Bandle City champion, and for this we're going to try using Veigar. If you do have epic relics, I would suggest this build, Chemtech Duplicator, Frozen Tomb, and Big Guns. This gets you an extra Veigar on turn 4, which might not be necessary because you're going to be able to play him on round 1, but Chemtech Duplicator will double your darknesses, and then Big Guns lets you do more damage with them. Since we're not going to do that, we're going to use Luden's Tempest, and probably Archangel Staff I think would be fine. The one concern I have is that we're not going to... No, I'm going to take Arcane Comet. The one concern I have is that we're not going to have the damage to remove our enemy units, so Veigar, who's I'd say biggest benefit is that you can usually keep the board clear, might not be able to keep the board clear. And this is our second completion, and it'll give us 40 Nasus fragments. But we'll see. Shared mana flow, I've been taking, I think it's fine. Giving your opponents extra mana is bad, but giving you extra mana is good. Hopefully you're better than they are. Again, we'll have to see. I'm not fully convinced on this. Kinda want to drop Twisted Catalyzer. I'll get Veigar on the board though. I'll drop the Catalyzer. Probably want to get rid of this guy, does 4 damage just for attacking. We don't have the mana to do so though. If I stress defense him, he might not attack. Okay, he did attack. One thing we can do though is darkness the powdery keg will take less damage. Potentially worth just darknessing a unit instead. I think overall that would have been a total amount less damage, but didn't do that, so here we are. This draws a card. We want to draw into a darkness. And I think we'll attack with this Catalyzer again. I'm fine losing him here. So we have 7 twice, or 4 times I guess. 7 damage 4 times is... That's really embarrassing. 28. Now, I wish I could stun 2 units here, but can't. So I think we're just gonna have to get rid of these in order to preserve a Nexus health. And at this point, we should be okay. We're gonna create this extra darkness here. And then we'll be able to win at burst speed next round. So he did take a bit of damage there. Hopefully that won't be too bad. And if you do have Frozen Tomb, you're going to be able to create an extra Veigar, so you'll have an extra darkness every round, and they'll go up by 2 every round instead of just 1, and that's going to be very important. Gonna take Senna here for Withering Mist. Double damage, which means we'll be draining a total of 4. So that should help staying alive. Senna also levels up based on spells killing things, so I think the combination should be pretty good. I want to take Devourer of the Depths because I don't want to fight Kato. But Devourer of the Depths could eat our Veigar, which should be pretty bad, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Drop Veigar. There's no point in using this now, we can just hold it, it doesn't make any difference at all. Okay. It's not what we wanted to happen, but so I expected this to happen at some point. You can just darkness it down. We'll have 3 mana left if we cast. I think I'll just hold. Oki Stick will do 8 twice, which I'll get rid of that. This will draw 2 cards. So we're in a fairly good position now. Okay. That's fine. Can play the Otterpuss to see what's in their hand. Make it so they can't play Sunk Cost. We'll keep our units on the board. The longer we wait on playing Darkness, the better. Be nice if we could get an attack in here, do a little bit of damage, but I don't think so. We have 11 mana, so we can use Arcane Comet. And we can also stun, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Overwhelm unit. I don't want that to exist. And then we'll go ahead and stun here. And again, we'll just keep growing our darkness. Get Twisted Catalyzer on the board. They only have Sunk Cost, which they can't play, so we can get rid of their big unit. And I'm fine attacking with everything here. We do want to do a little bit of chip damage. And so I think this is like 20, 40, 60, so this should be a sufficient amount of damage to win. Even reduced by 1. But I also do want to drain to get our hit points back here. And, you know, I'm not even looking at that guy's direction. So, I think we're going to be okay. We have a way to heal. Mostly that. I'm taking things that give extra copies of units, exact copies, so we have Splinter Soul and Shimmering Mirage, because if we use that on Veigar, that'll give us an extra Chemtech Duplicator, and so that'll be pretty good. And here we're going to get rid of our worst card, which is kind of questionable, but I'm going to choose Wizened Wizard here. We do have a lot of mana already, so I don't think we particularly need more. And I kind of don't want to take that, but I don't want to reroll either, so we'll go into Thalassophobia. Largely because I'm afraid of the other option, which I think was Lord Broadmane. But this is going to be a thing where we're using darkness pretty regularly just to stay alive. Or to keep our value units around. We sacrifice there just so that we can make our darkness stronger. And since we didn't draw Veigar, we're gonna have problems.
Guess I'm the big guns now. Across the way.
I don't think there's a solution here. You only have 6 damage, so using the darkness on that instead of like a shark would just end the game for us too, so can't do that. Really am hoping for Veigar. Thank God. This is gonna have to be fine. I think I'm gonna cast Withering Mist here. I want to get a Solari Sentinel down, but I don't think that's an option here. And this will let us at least look at their hand. Make Blood in the Water cost a little bit more. If I play the Darkness now, that lets me drop a Solari Sentinel, which makes another Darkness. And we can obliterate a unit. We're still going to get hit with the list. I'm not sure what that's going to target, so it looks like the guy on the right.
Get bloody, get paid.
And unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that. But we get a replacement, so... gonna pass to see if he plays Blood in the Water. Not sure what's left in his hand. It's weird that he hasn't played any creatures.
There's a lot of darkness out there. Let's make some of our own. Let us cast shadows.
I have a video that has the deck list for him, so theoretically I should be fully aware of what he could possibly have. And yeah, I have no idea. Which is fine. Looks like Ruthless Predator and Ye Been Warned. It's a little bit of a waste, but it's fine. Because we do want to win soon. So that was pretty rough. I'm not sure if Lord Broadmane would have been worse though. I have a feeling it would have been, but it's hard to say for sure. I actually kind of like all of these cards, so it's hard for me to want to get rid of it, but I think I'll cut Dark Bulb and Solari. And still Grove Maker? This seems dangerous. That was either a really good choice or I'm going to lose the game because of it. We'll find out in a little bit. Keep Tenor of Terror. Otterpus is fine too, it's a early thing that we can play. Everything else, I think, is a defensive option, so I'm going to go ahead and heal here. Then we go to Darius, whose power is Hemorrhage. Round end, deal 1 to the player's Nexus for each unit the foe has. So we were taking a lot of advantage of those created darknesses, but I also didn't start with Veigar last time, so I'm pruning my deck a little bit to make sure that that doesn't happen again. Could be an error, because we're not going to have those created darknesses now, which were kind of important to survival, but we'll see. We'll let them play a unit so that they can't rally on us, although if I play a unit now anyway, they still have 2 mana, so they could still use Apprehend. Which is not Darius's spell. And if they do that, I think I basically lose, so we'll see what happens. Make Wild Claws cost more. I really don't want to get hit by that. I'm not strong enough to deal with it yet. We have Withering, which will do 12 damage. So this can get rid of 2 units. I think that's probably going to have to be the call here. This will do not quite enough damage. Should just pokey sticked. That would have been better. This will be fine though. We should be good. Like, I can't imagine what could happen at this point to make me lose. I'm sure there's something, but I'm not seeing it. I'm gonna darkness this so that when I attack with the Twisted Catalyzer, hopefully he doesn't block. He did. Should just... yeah, it's fine. I had Stress Defense. Should just use that. There was no reason not to. It's fine. Get our hit points back here. And after this attack, I think we should win. So it's 10 twice, so 9 twice, 36 damage. It's not quite, but we'll win next round. Kind of by force. Take the -1 cost. I think that is good. I don't know if I want a second shared mana flow. I feel like our opponents have really wide boards and they're maybe doing slightly better than we are. Take a Rumi Shield though, that's healing. We go into Minotaur Reckoner, who kinda frustrating that he's a force node here. Because he's difficult. So we're gonna attack with this guy. He's gonna get blocked. Good stress defense, this guy. Seems fine to me. And now that he's small, we can just remove him. We didn't play Veigar though, so that's a penalty we took for doing that. I'm gonna drop the second Twisted Catalyzer. And we could drop Tenor of Terror here, that'll keep us fully safe, I think. And our darkness is now worth 5, which is pretty good.
Huh. Guess I'm the big guns now. Veigar, I brought the darkness.
I'm fine if Senna dies. Doesn't bother me at all. I think I'll pass because I'm unsure of what next round's gonna look like.
Clumsy footwork.
So like I was saying, you can Splinter Soul your Veigar, which will let you do something like this. Okay, so these are worth 4 each, so that is 8 times 4.
Keep your distance. Darkness.
Which is 32.
Keep your distance. Darkness and light. Keep your distance. Darkness and light. Keep your distance.
This is also why Frozen Tomb is very good. More Veigar on the board, more better. Can maybe do the same thing with Guardian Angel, but I'm not sure what you are switching out in order to do that. The relics are kind of required, I think. Luden's Tempest might be the weakest. Arcane Comet might also be something you could get rid of. But then you do have to kill your Veigar, which I'm not sure is something you want to do. I think I'm happy with our deck. I don't think we need to remove another card here. Splinter Soul with cost reduction will make our deck really spell heavy, which I don't love, but I think might have to be. I would prefer the shop over the item chest here, but I think Savage Reckoner will kill us. And I don't think Jaull Hunters will, so we're gonna go for Jaull Hunters. Savage Reckoner has the ability where they, well, first off, they have a ton of Overwhelm units, so that's never a good sign. But also, I think they can't be killed when they attack, and a lot of what we do is attack prevention through stress, defense, and darkness. So not having that available to us,
A lot of darkness out there.
bad.
Let's make some of our own.
Can't attack here, unfortunately. I could have played Veigar, but I wanted Senna on the board for all the spells we're about to play.
Veigar, I brought the darkness.
And I could Splinter Soul here. I only have the one though.
Darkness and light.
But it'll make our spells much better here. So these will all cast 3 times.
Keep your distance. Darkness.
Or 4 times. So 12 times 4, 11 times 4 is 44 plus 16. I think this is actually winning, but if I miscalculate, then it's gonna be pretty bad. So
Keep your distance. Darkness. Keep your distance. Darkness and light.
perfect.
Battle's done. Back to the war.
Just doubling down on spells. This actually does nothing, just adds a spell to our deck. We don't want to do that for no reason. And I still don't think there's a cut. Tender of Terror, you can get rid of that, that's fine. You go into Nautilus, whose powers all will drown. When any unit dies, heal the foe's Nexus 3, and the foe tosses 1 if they aren't deep. I like these free cards. I'm gonna keep them. But we did need to draw Veigar, and we didn't do that. Yeah, I didn't think about that. It's not particularly close to deep. Actually, I probably could have played spells and just made her bigger. I think I made a mistake. Also, this is going to be very rough.
One goes down, thousands to go.
Crescent Strike is amazing. I'm going to use this other one here as well. Take Golden Sister. And we did get our Veigar, which is what we needed. Always stun, Terror of the Tides. Guys, not nice. And they're letting us pass, which I guess. I was hoping there was a way to actually take advantage, but I don't think there is. So.
Oh yeah, it's Veigar.
This does 4. 4 doesn't kill him, so fine with me. Don't want him to be on that end because our opponent will target spells at the rightmost card if they don't have like a better viable target. So moving him around in position will make it so that that doesn't happen. Do have a lot of darkness in hand, which is good. I think we can probably win the game. And if not, at the very least, we'll super boost Senna here. Yeah.
Keep your distance. Darkness and light.
And that is all. So obviously having the copy spells was really good. Having Senna so that we have a way to heal was really good for us. There are other things you could do, but also using Epic Relics would also help a lot. So if you had, like, say, Frozen Tomb, you would be doing a lot better. If you roll into stuns, those would also be good. Your basic problem is that you need your darkness to scale, and if it's not scaling, then you're not doing much. Pokey Stick ended up being surprisingly good because of the double damage thing, and yeah, that's how you would do this. So for the Bandle City adventure, definitely suggest using Veigar. Other possibilities are Nora, which I would have considered, except it's 5 stars and I don't want to do that. If I can avoid it, we might be in a situation where the correct choice to use does happen to be something that I have more than 3 stars in, and if we get there, that's just going to be what it is. I think Heimerdinger has a lot of potential with Chemtech Duplicator. Same deal. If he can cast spells and he's on the board, Heimerdinger is insane. But I do have him at 4 stars, so I didn't want to showcase that. But he was actually my first thought. I think he's going to be able to make really big units really fast, because he'll have Chemtech Duplicator on him to start. You can use the same kind of idea, Frozen Tomb, Chemtech, and Arcane Comet. If you don't have Frozen Tomb, or if you don't have Arcane Comet, I need to think a little bit about this. I would probably go Archangel's Staff and Guardian Angel. You definitely need Chemtech Duplicator, that's kind of required. Archangel's Staff will give you more mana to use, so you can cast more spells, which will do all of his Heimerdinger things. Potentially you could also use something like Oath of the Guardians. I'm actually kind of considering that as a cheese option for a lot of things, but that of course, does require an epic relic, so if we can avoid that, I'm going to try to avoid that in when we're showing what to do. With Nora, you're going to want to pick up Trifarian Might, and then just having her be able to play with all that mana is going to be really good. She should have large units that should be fine to attack and block with. Yeah. And Vex, if you have the 6-star, is incredible. You might be able to take advantage of like Chemtech Duplicator on Vex, and then Grand General's Counterplan, because her champion spell is very good. Vex, champion spell, Vex's Glare. So if you just chain cast Vex's Glare, you should be able to kind of take out their entire board, and I think you could probably do that as early as round 2, so with Chemtech Duplicator. So that is probably a good option as well, especially if you have the 6-star ability. Like, I mean, you shouldn't have any problems. You also have Pytos, which is going to be doing a little bit more than it normally would, so maybe you do something like Chemtech, Ludens, Grand Generals, and hopefully that keeps you alive and well. Anyway, that is all for me. If you enjoy what I'm doing, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow where we will do another one of the 4-star adventures. Goodbye.